Hey everyone, thanks for joining us today and welcome to our webinar on one of the latest apps we've deployed in the Duda App Store, Web Stories. And more broadly, we are talking with CommonNinja, who we've recently partnered with to deliver some high quality and very valuable apps for you guys to use and leverage in your clients' websites. Cool. All right, Daniel, so if you could just hit the next slide here by way of brief introduction. Hi, my name is Everett Morgan. I am a partner success engineer here at Duda, responsible for working with new and existing apps on integrating into the Duda App Store and offering, various forms of functionality to you and your clients. Today, I'm joined by Daniel. Daniel is the CEO of CommonNinja, and Daniel, would you like to go ahead and introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah, so hi everyone. Thanks Everett for introducing me. I'm very happy to be here. So as Everett said, my name is Daniel. I'm the CEO and founder of CommonNinja. We've been working together with Duda on integrating our apps to Duda's platform, and we are very excited to launch our first app on Duda.
Awesome. Yeah, we are as well. And also kind of in the background, we have Erez. He is also a co-founder of CommonNinja and the CPO, if I'm correct, Chief Product Officer for the company. So let's go ahead and click next here on the slide deck. All right, and kind of a quick overview of the agenda today. So we're going to run through who CommonNinja is, what value they provide, what services do they provide in general. Then we'll kind of talk a little bit about, what are stories, and specifically what are stories for websites. In today's world, we're all pretty familiar with Instagram, Facebook, and all these other social platforms that are leveraging stories to market, capture attention and things like that. So kind of give you a little bit of a deeper dive into what that means. Next, we'll kind of go over common use cases. So outside of just kind of showing people where you are and what you're doing, how could you actually, get value out of using stories on your website? Then we'll run through a few of the key features and benefits specific to CommonNinja's implementation. The majority of the webinar today will be a live demo done by Daniel, showing how the integration works and how you can set up stories on your clients' websites. And at the very end, we'll go ahead and set up some time for some Q&A. Feel free to ask questions during and throughout the webinar here, and we'll try and answer them in real time if it makes sense, or postpone them to the Q&A section for answers. So with that, I pass the baton on to you, Daniel, and yep, ready to go.
Cool. So thanks, Everett. So let me tell you a little bit about CommonNinja. We founded as a company in 2021, but we've been around for quite some time in different form and developed apps for website builders and agencies in the past few years. CommonNinja is a platform for front-end developers who want to build apps or widgets for site building platforms, but want to focus only on writing the front-end code without the hassle of dealing with servers, payments, user-based support, etc. With our tools, developers can create and focus only on the front-end code writing while we take care of the rest. Developers in CommonNinja will be able to create their app once and distribute them across multiple website building and e-commerce platforms. CommonNinja has a collection of different apps and widgets for website builders, and we are very excited to collaborate with Duda and to bring a variety of apps to Duda's app market. We see a huge potential for Duda's app market, for the agencies, for Duda, and for us, and we are very happy to be part of it as it will grow. More CommonNinja apps are coming soon to Duda's app market, and since they all share the same type of editor, we really hope that once you use one of our apps, you'll be already familiar with our platform. So using other apps will be easy and natural for you and for your customers. So today we'll be presenting the Stories for Website, which is an app that was built by us using our platform for developers. I guess that all of you probably have seen stories on different social media platforms. Stories are a very popular way to display media and text in short content items that are very easy for the users to consume, especially on mobile devices, since they are short and minimal. Stories started, I think, on Snapchat and Instagram, and now you can see this feature on almost every online platform, from Facebook to YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, and many, many others. Since the stories format is very trendy and familiar, many websites have started to implement it in order to promote their content. This is why we decided to create an easy solution that will allow any website to add stories. Our Stories for Website app is a powerful editor, which is now also a native Duda app. It will allow you to create stories to promote content, products, sales, or company announcement in an eye-catching manner, and basically bring this familiar and popular format of stories to websites. I think that today's site visitors tend to ignore banners and pop-ups and try to prompt content, so stories are a great alternative for that. Having said that, let's see some common use cases for website stories. So the first one is to showcase projects. Stories can bring your most important content on the website to the front of the stage. You can use stories to expose the site visitor to products you sell on your site, to services or projects, or even to blog posts. Any internal content pages you have on your website, you can promote and highlight with stories. As I mentioned, banners or pop-ups have become less and less effective. Here, story can be a great way to highlight sales, discounts, and special offers in a way that doesn't feel like an ad or marketing campaign, but rather more like a part of your website content. And last, another example for using stories can be for companies that are aiming to build their brand. Let's say to appeal to candidates when hiring new employees. Since stories originated from social media platforms, it will only be natural to use it to share images and content from the company fun time, happy hours, office life, you name it. I think that at the end, stories are a far more casual and less formal type of content to display. So they have their own strength when delivering messages to site visitors and keep them engaged. And let me just add on top of that, you actually don't have to go with one of the use cases I mentioned. You may combine them all into one stories widget. I'll mention some of the stories key features and the benefits for agencies and site builders. So first of all, Stories is a native Duda app. As I said, the Stories editor lives inside Duda's platform, and you can create and edit stories directly within Duda's website. In addition, stories are mobile friendly and looks great on any device, and I'll show you an example in the demo. As I mentioned, it's a unique and fresh way to share content and engage site visitor. It's extremely easy to customize it, so you can select from a set of pre-designed layouts and also control the look and feel. And if you want, you can even customize the CSS just to align it with your customer's brand. And last but not least, the story editor is extremely friendly. So you can instruct your customer how to add, remove, and edit new stories on their own without you need to do it for them. Great, so now that we know what stories are, we can see a quick demo on how to use them on your Duda website. Okay, so I guess you're all familiar with the Duda editor. The first thing that we want to do is to install the Stories app. So you go to the App Store, you can look for web stories, and you'll find it here. You'll click install, it will be installed in your Duda website, and then you can click the open button in order to open it. So here you have the dashboard when you can see all of the instances, all of the widgets that you already created. We still haven't created any widget, so we'll click the create a new stories widget now. And once I'm in, you can see a quick overview of our editor. So first of all, if you want to go back to the dashboard, you can click the button at the top. On the left side, there are menu items that you can click, and we'll go over each one of them in a bit. This is the main area where you can see a preview of your stories. And every time you want to save your progress, you can click the Save Changes button, and it will save everything you have done. So I think the first thing we are going to do is to take the general story and simply change its name, because general it's not a very good story to click. So we'll go to the Stories menu, we'll click the General Story, and we'll simply replace it with, let's say, Special Offers. Special Offers. Great, so you can see it will change without the need of doing something else. And now the next thing will be to add content to the story, right? We want to display some of our special offers. So there are two ways you can do it. They both will open the same content editor. The first way is to click the edit content within the story itself, and the second way is to click it from here. So once I click it, I can see that I got the content editor, and would simply start to add pages or items to the story. So I click the add an item, And the first thing I want to do is to upload an image. So I click the upload image. I go to images for demo, and I simply add the first offer. Once it has been uploaded, I can see it has been selected. I'm clicking the use image, and you can see a preview of your story here. And let's change the title for Friday 30% off. Okay, and you may also add an internal link URL. So here you can add a link to the blog post or to the offer itself. So once people will click the read more button, they will be able to browse to this page. So let's quickly add two more items. So the first one will be a pre-winter sale, and another item will be September hot sale. Great. So we have our story ready. Let's quickly add two more stories. So I can do it again, either here or by clicking the button here. So I'm adding another story. Let's call this one rooms, and another story that we'll call wellness. This time I click the edit content from here just so you can see that it's opening the same pop-up. So I have the content editor. Let me quickly add 3 items about rooms. So the first room will be our junior room. The second one will be our deluxe room, deluxe suite. And the third one will be our family room. Great, so this is the second story, and let's edit the third one. So edit content, wellness. I'm adding 3 items just so it will look good when I display it. So the first one will be sauna. The second one will be yoga. And the third one will be spa. Great. So the stories are ready. The next thing I want to do is to save the progress I made. So I'm clicking the save changes. I can call it whatever I want. This is my story, set name, and I'm getting a successful message saying that the update was saved. Now if I'll go back to the dashboard, I can see that the widgets have been created. Okay, but let's keep editing it. So as I say, there are more options you can play with. You can set the background color for each one of the stories here. Okay, so you can customize it to your brand. And there are another option that I won't go walk you through it. But we can go to the look and feel and see how I can use different layouts for the stories. Okay, so I have circles and squares and cards, and I can play with the size of them if I want it to be very big or small. And let's keep the circles because I really like them. I can change the font family so it will be the same one as I have in my website, and I have some more of an advanced option. We won't go through them right now. And in the settings, you have full control on what's visible and what's not visible. So you may hide the story's title, you may hide the description, the time to add it, etc. So just so you know, there are plenty more options you may play with here. So I click the save changes, get back to the dashboard, and now let's see how I'm actually going to add the stories widget to my website. So first of all, you have some instructions here of how to do it. And so you can see that you need to find the stories widget in the widgets menu. And then you need to copy the instance ID, which exists here. And we just copy it right now. And paste it in the instance ID text field. So let's see how it looks like. So I'm going to the widgets menu, looking for web stories. Now that I have it, I'm simply dragging it into place. I'm getting the content editor, so I need to paste the instance ID that we've just copied from the dashboard. And voila, you can see our beautiful stories being displayed here. what I've done. Okay, so we can see them here. So they're already in their place. And now the next thing will be to see them live, how they react on every screen. So this is our live website. You can see the stories exist here. Once I'm clicking a story, it's simply open in a beautiful way. You have timer. It's like the same experience you have in all social media. So it looks very, very familiar. The experience is really, really slick. Okay, so you can go to next story. You can even stop it if you want by clicking on it. And then you can see the entire stories that we've just created exist right here in your website. And as I said, it looks great on every screen. Okay, so if we're going to mobile screen, you can see how it looks like here as well. So you can see you have a hint that it's a scrollable item. And then once I'm clicking it, it will capture the entire screen. Again, the same experience that you have in social media apps. So I guess that's it in terms of the demo. So the next thing will be we're talking about our pricing plan. So we offer a few pricing plans for stories. There is the basic one, the pro and the business, depending on your needs and how many views the website is going to have, how many stories you want to create, how many items for each story. So this is how the plans are organized. That's it. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to reply.
Awesome. No, thank you for that, Daniel. That was a great demo. Appreciate it. Made it
Sure.
look really simple to create stories and embed them on a website. So
That's the
awesome.
idea.
Yeah, right. There's no direct questions from the audience, but I've typed up a few here that I think would be useful for those listening. First off is, can I upload videos instead of photos to a story? Is that a capability?
So currently, no, this is part of our roadmap to support more media types. So at the moment, we only support images. We plan to support videos in the future and to enable you to upload GIFs and stickers the same way you have on social media apps.
Awesome. Awesome. Can't wait to see that. Um, Next question here, is there a way to track kind of user drop off? Right. So if I have 10 stories, is there a way for me to see that users are falling off around the fifth or sixth story?
So absolutely, yes. This is a capability that we haven't exposed yet to Duda users, but it exists in our app. So we are collecting these kind of analytics of how many people saw how many items from each stories, if where did they started from, if they ended everything, if they clicked something at the middle. So we are collecting everything and we'll expose these analytics to you, to users in Duda dashboard and in the very near future.
Also, no, that's great. Yeah, because then you can really start thinking about conversion and trying to keep those users watching stories, more engaging content.
Yeah. So the data is there. We simply need to display it in a beautiful way.
Of course, always. Cool. Another question here is, and obviously we cannot today, this is just kind of a fun question I have for you guys, is there going to be a capability to link these stories or sync them with common social media platforms like Facebook or Instagram? Is that something that's doable?
Basically, it's doable. But as far as we experienced with mostly Facebook and Instagram, it's really hard to keep it up with their agreements and the way they're treating data, and their APIs are changing like every once in a while. So it's a bit hard to connect with them, but obviously we'll do our best because we see the value of simply publishing once your website, your stories, and you can distribute them across all social media platform in addition to your website and on the contrary.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, those Facebook APIs can be a little tricky to nail down.
Yeah.
Lots of changes.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Yeah, so this is more around kind of the plans you talked about. What happens when I reach my impressions limit? Does the story just stop functioning? Is there a message? How does that work?
So first of all, you're getting an email that you're about to, like once you're getting to 80% of your quota, you're getting an email that your quota is about to expire. And you're getting another email once you go over the limit. And then you need to upgrade. If you want to upgrade, your plugin won't be displayed. Like your user will get some kind of a message that this plugin reached his maximum views or something like that.
Gotcha. No, that makes sense. Cool. And then lastly is for the free plan, I saw that there was kind of a watermark that you guys embed. Do you mind just kind of showing what that looks like, just so the audience knows how that watermark was showing up?
Yeah, sure. Let me find quickly an example for this. Yeah, I need to think where can I see it. Let's see if I have an example here. Just 2 minutes. Let's see. And I think I got one. Yeah, there it is.
Awesome.
Okay, so now you can see my screen. So this is just an example of someone who created stories with CommonNinja. So he's using the free plan. Okay, so the stories will run. You won't see ads like below the stories that will disturb your website, but inside, once you open up the stories, the last item in the last story will be like a commercial for CommonNinja stories. This will go away once you upgrade to any plan. It's only exists in the free plan.
Yeah, and not bad for being able to use the free plan. It looks like just another story. So yeah, not too intrusive.
Yeah.
Awesome. We have one question here. It's kind of similar to the one I asked earlier, but is there a simple way to share the stories on social media? As of today, no, but potentially in the future. Do you have any recommendations on that, Daniel?
Unfortunately, not at the moment. We do look at how we can do it in the future. This is definitely something we want to do as part of our roadmap because we see the value in it, but at the moment, we unfortunately don't support it.
Yeah, no worries. Cool. And then kind of more of a product question is, how do you guys typically see users of web stories, leveraging stories in general? Are they using it more in the e-commerce space, kind of, promoting products and, deals and sales, or is it more to kind of just have general announcements or news about the business or agency? Yeah.
So I think that we see all of the use cases that I mentioned, but e-commerce is a great example for that. We do see either us or other widget developer that develop similar products. People are using it inside e-commerce space in order to promote products and their catalog or some kind of promotion to new deals or something they want to promote inside their website.
Awesome. That actually just gave me a cool idea we might need to work on. As many of our Duda users are familiar with dynamic pages, that's actually how our store kind of works today. And so, right, you can imagine a world where you drag a CommonNinja's web stories widget onto your product page, have it connect to some product images or product text, and then have that kind of be an easy way for someone to just view the stories of a specific product. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
We need to do a little work to enable that, but it's awesome we can do that today.
We're actually not very far from there. We started stories by calling them automatic stories, and we grab the content of each stories from either RSS or YouTube or any RSS provider, actually. So you won't have to deal with it by yourself. But we started to get feedback from users that they want to control the content and to upload their own content to the widget because some of them don't have RSS updates, for instance.
Yeah.
So this is why we shifted from that, but maybe it could be an option, like you decide whether if you want to use RSS or to update the stories manually.
Awesome. Yeah, I didn't know that. It's cool. Let me see here. And then lastly, this is kind of a general question. Not a great question, but I was asking, how can I link a product from my store to a web story? And we kind of saw Daniel do that in the product during the demo, right? So you would just go to your e-commerce site, your shop, copy the direct link on your website to that product, and then paste it in the, button link or learn more link field.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
It is that simple.
Yeah. Awesome. So those were all of my questions that I had. Wanted to leave a few more minutes here for the audience to kind of trickle in and ask any questions that kind of pop in their minds.
Okay, no problem. Meanwhile, maybe I can tell you guys that we are working on new apps for Duda. So we are going to be many useful apps for you. So FAQ, comparison tables, social media feed, RSS feed, graphs and charts, and many others. And we already have a few developers on the platform that currently working on their own apps that will also be available in Duda. So stay tuned.
Yeah, I think this should be kind of a good time to do a little teaser. The next app we'll be releasing is Graphs and Charts, or Charts and Graphs. My mistake. I always get that switched up. But yeah, it'll essentially enable you. Yeah, yeah. So it'll essentially allow you, right, to connect a data source. It'll also allow you to just build out a simple data, tabular data, and display that, in a chart or graph. Right, you could see that kind of used for, anything that has a trend or numbers that you're displaying to your audience. So we're hopefully going to be deploying that tomorrow, latest on Monday, but stay tuned.
Cool. Yeah, and another cool option in graphs and charts, or charts and graphs, is to simply connect it into a Google Sheet, and then each time you are updating the Google Sheet, the chart is being updated as well. So this is very good if you don't want to enter each time the Duda editor in order to update the charts. It could be updated automatically for Google Sheets as well.
Yeah, I know this isn't a webinar for charts and graphs, but it would be cool if you had kind of a front-end survey that added rows to that sheet and then updated the chart. Cool little interactive component on your site. Yeah. Cool. So I think those were all the questions. We'll give, maybe 30 seconds here if there's anything else. But thank you, Daniel. I appreciate you coming on and demoing and talking about CommonNinja and the partnership between Duda. We are really excited to see you guys in the App Store and are waiting for, the day we reach, 10, 15 apps from CommonNinja. So just wanted to say thank you and appreciate you taking time out today.
Thanks, Everett. Thanks, everyone. And obviously, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. contact@commonninja.com. We are available most of the day.
That is true. They work long hours, so I can confirm that. Cool. All right. Well, thanks, everyone. Appreciate you joining us today. We're going to go ahead and end the webinar, and feel free to follow up with any questions or comments afterwards. All right. Have a great day.
All right. Bye-bye.